Hello students, today I discuss about various types of vectors depending on the nature of magnitude and direction. So now the first type of vector is equal vector. The vectors having equal magnitude and same direction. Equal magnitude and same direction. Are called equal vectors. That means if you have a vector, b vector and c vector, these three vectors have equal magnitude and same direction. So a, b, c are equal vectors. So now the second type of vector, negative vector. The vectors having equal magnitude but opposite direction. Equal magnitude but opposite direction. So if you have vector A act in this direction, the negative vector of vector A act in opposite direction but both vector have equal magnitude. Now the third type of vector is coplanar vector. The vectors lying in the same plane are called coplanar vectors. Lying in the same plane. If you consider a plane, and there are some vectors, a vector, b vector, c vector are lying in the same plane. So a, b, c are coplanar vector. So now the fourth type of vector, that is co-initial vector. Co-initial means these vectors have same origin. Same origin. That means a vector, b vector, c vector. The a, b, c vector are co-initial vectors because they have same initial point O. They have same initial point O. So a, b, c are co-initial vector. Now I will talk about the collinear vector. Collinear vector means the vectors act along the same line. Act along same line. And also they act along the same or opposite direction. When the two collinear vectors acting along the same direction are called parallel vector. That means a vector, b vector, these two vectors are acting along the same direction. So when the two collinear vectors acting along the same direction, then they are called parallel vectors. And the angle between these two vectors is 0 degree. And when the two collinear vectors acting along the opposite direction, that means if A vector act along this direction and B vector act along this direction, that means opposite direction. So these two collinear vectors are called anti-parallel vector. Anti-parallel vector. So the angle between them, that means angle between two vectors is 180 degree. The angle between these two vectors is 180 degree. Now, what is null vector or zero vector? A vector with zero magnitude and no specific direction is called null vector or zero vector. So, have zero magnitude and no specific direction. So the zero vector represented by a point. So the example of zero vector, the position vector of a particle at the origin is a zero vector. The displacement vector of a stationary object is a zero vector. Now I will talk about the properties of zero vector. Number 1. If you have a vector A is added with zero vector, then you get the same vector. So that means if any vector is added to zero vector, you get the same vector. Number 2, when a real number n is multiplied by zero vector, then you get zero vector. So n is real number. Number 3, when a vector is multiplied with zero vector, vector A is multiplied with zero vector, then you get zero vector. Now, what is unit vector? A unit vector is a vector with magnitude 1. So, if you consider a vector R, then the unit vector R cap equal to R vector by modulus of R vector. So the unit vector R cap is represented by the R vector by modulus of R vector. So the unit vector is used to indicate the direction. That means x axis, y axis and z axis. In Cartesian coordinate system, the unit vector along x-axis is I cap, along y-axis is j cap, and along z-axis is k cap. And I cap, j cap and k cap are orthogonal unit vectors because they are perpendicular to each other. And modulus of I cap equal to modulus of j cap equal to modulus of k cap equal to 1.